Blue scientists were standing around a dead tan soldier. Commander Barr walked up to them. "Alright, boys, how are we doing on our analysis here? Any sign that it wasn't the tans?" "Sir, we think we found something. It appears this isn't natural tan plastic. This soldier was bleached and then dipped into a synthetic tan plastic to give off the appearance of a tan." "My God, that must have been excruciatingly painful. What color was this man originally then?" "Well, that may take some time to find out. We have to find elements that weren't too damaged from the bleach, which might not even exist." "Alright, you lads are doing good work. Get back to me as soon as you've got answers for me. We need to sort this mess out." While the Blues were trying to figure out exactly what had happened during the assassination of their former leader, the Green Prime Minister was seething in anger towards an unlucky private. "The Tans have made an alliance with the Greys and took the town of Plestonia? My God, this and that stupid revolution we put down. We're going to have nothing left to fight back with." Oh, jeez. At least Operation Jackrabbit is still going to plan. I want our top scientists continuing to look into that. Yes, sir. And also that other assignment regarding the development of light armament? It's been completed. We now hold enough light vehicles to follow through with your plan. Why, this is great news! The Tans won't even know what hit them! Go let Kaiser Redhelm's commanding general know that we are now ready to move in with their infantry. We will only have one shot at this tactic, so let's make it count. Hey guys, what's going on? Daily Tactics here, and today I am back with some more Men of War Assault Squad 2, the Army Men Civil War series. Now today we have a very exciting battle. I'm pretty pumped for it. I think this is going to be really cool. But we have the Gray and Tan Alliance newly formed, defending this town that they captured recently in the last assault, though this is not the one that we saw the video of, but in the same assault they also took this town. And so now the Greens and Reds are attacking, so they've set up defenses here. They've got men in every nook and cranny that they possibly could want, defending graveyards over here, they're defending town centers over here, fields over here. It's going to be very cool. The Tans are contributing their tank power. They've got a Stuart back here. They've got a couple of these Shermans. These things are pretty effective. And the Greys are contributing their superior heavy weapons firepower. Specifically, they specialize in artillery units. So they've got a pack gun over here. They've got a large artillery piece over here, and they're scattered throughout the map. These things are real beasts here. And then both are contributing about the same amount of infantry, lining the defenses. And I am getting a call from Worcester, Mass, and I don't know anyone from Worcester, Mass. So these guys are defending this town. It's going to be epic because the Greens are doing a blitzkrieg with just tons of M24 Chaffee light tanks. These things are pretty cheap to make. You can mass manufacture them and just toss them out there super quickly. They're not very good, but in mass like this, they could be very, very powerful. And the Reds are backing them up with their elite infantry. These guys are basically like Spartans of the Plastic Kingdom. They have 3 times as much health and are far better at fighting than any green, tan, or gray soldier could be. So yeah, this will be definitely very interesting to watch. Let's get right on into it here. Alright, so the Blitzkrieg has started. Looks like a few red soldiers are running forward, probably scouting ahead, looking to see what kind of defenses that the Tans and Greys actually have. We're going to stop a few of them because they're just going to run into their deaths. We'll let a few go to do the scouting mission, but not all of these guys need to just go run up there and get slaughtered. They can chill a little bit. And the fighting has already begun. I'd actually like to go into slow-mo for this bit because I think a lot is going to happen. So we got red infantry leading the way, scouting ahead, and then we've got the tanks in their blitzkrieg fashion here supporting the infantry, and they're going to charge ahead of the infantry most likely. And yes, the main group of infantry is way behind the tanks in true blitzkrieg fashion, so that the tank take out the bulk of the defenses and things like that. The Tans are already starting to take a beating there. Shermans are losing tracks. and their guns are just rattling off. Oh my god, the main gun on this Sherman has already gone down, and the infantry behind is just taking a beating from small arms fire as well as tank machine guns rattling off. This is truly, truly an epic scale of warfare here. But oh my god, look, already like probably 10 green tanks have gone down, as well as a bunch of red infantry has fallen to their deaths. This is pretty brutal. Tanks are flaming, their engines catching fire as they drive forward, trying to get across these bridges and get to the defensive lines. So yeah, the tanks, like we said, in true Blitzkrieg fashion, way ahead of the infantry without any infantry support. The infantry will be following up behind, and it looks like they're like sort of coming together towards this one bridgehead, and they're going to just mass their tank force over there. This Stuart is surprisingly still alive. I thought this would go down pretty quickly, but it is holding this bridge at all costs, as well as this bazooka man who fired his bazooka but then sadly got shot down. This Stuart getting a few kills actually on these M24 Chaffies. Stuarts are a little weaker than M24 Chaffies, but that doesn't mean they can't take them out. Very cool. And of course we do have a Sherman back here, except its main gun is down and it looks like the crew has bailed out of it, so that's no bueno. But there's a pack gun up here. One of the crew members of the pack gun is dead, but the other is still getting a nice little flank shot over here towards these green tanks. Let's watch it fire. Boom! A shell goes off. It looks like it might have missed or bounced off of the tank, but that's okay. It will be able to fire some more as the time goes on. The tanks are now crossing the bridge. The only thing defying them is this Stuart, as well as some infantry, and it looks like a few of the infantrymen do have some bazookas, so this tank has gone down, and its crew is now bailing out. The green soldier is coming out and just getting butchered almost immediately. There's nothing they can do. They can't stay in the tank, and they cannot get out. It's really catch-22. Troops on the opposite side of the bridge are taking care of the bailing out crew members, it looks like, as well as trying to handle some of the red infantry, which is now starting to come out and fight a bit more. Red infantry is creeping forward into this graveyard area. Looks like this artillery piece has gone down, but this tank is still well and alive. That's something the greens and reds definitely need to take out if they want to secure a victory here. But the reds, their men are now charging forward. They've realized that the Prime Minister's desperate, attempt with this tank blitzkrieg has somewhat worked, although great losses have been taken. It's done enough damage to the tan and gray infrastructure over here that their infantry troops are now able to come through. But they're still going to have a tough time here. There are still many tan and gray infantry troopers left alive, as well as a few tanks here and there. Oh, this tank just went down and its crew is now bailing out, but hopefully they'll be able to bail out and fight another day. Never mind, he just got shot. So the graveyard has all but fallen. There's only a few gray troopers, it looks like, holding. Oh, and a tan trooper. And they're still click-clacking away, trying to kill some of these red guys as they enter into the graveyard zone. But then on the opposite side of the water, we do have more troopers for the gray-tan alliance, ready to fight them off. Looks like we got a few M24 Chaffies actually going very deep behind lines, but they're getting hit by some bazooka fire, and they're getting disabled. Yeah, this one just died. But there's like an ever-present amount of them, and they're still coming in. Looks like over here, this little outcropping of tan gray men has died and has been flooded in by red soldiers and green tanks that are still coming through. There's just so many of them. But I mean, they've lost so many, there's no way they could really do this tactic again, as this gray soldier ducks down trying to reload but gets shot in the back when he does. Oh, that's a glitch. Let's delete that. Monstrosity of blue. Happens sometimes with these mods. And now we're just seeing more and more troops get cut down as the tan and gray lines falter, just due to the sheer effectiveness of this blitzkrieg. Like I said, the main infrastructure of their defense was wiped out in the tank run here. And then it just leaves room for pretty much all of the red soldiers to come on in and take out the remaining resistance here. And there are still a few M24 Chaffies firing away, like we can see. This one's still alive, but it's hiding behind its dead comrades. And we still got a few more tan soldiers holding out hope that, I don't know, somehow they'll win. But it's becoming ever-present that they probably won't. Oof! Shot in the side of the head. Falls to his death. That's a shame. These guys are trying real hard to survive. Really giving it all, their all, but there's only so much they can do. I hear more gunshots over here. Yep. Still a few tan soldiers holding out hope over near the graveyard. Firing across from it. Getting a few red kills, it does seem like, but I mean, it's only a matter of time. They can't hold out forever. Alright. Actually, is that it? No, we got one soldier's very close up here. He's actually just chilling right behind the graveyard. He pulls out a grenade. He throws it. That grenade could get a few kills. Nope, he misses, and it goes on the sidewalk over there. He ducks. It explodes, but now he's just standing out in the open. Gets behind cover again. Takes a few shots, though. Manages to kill a red, but then gets killed himself. And that'll about do it for this battle. The red and green army has triumphed, taking back this village area and possibly pushing the front lines back a bit, stopping the tan advance at the very least. Pouring all of their resources into this attack was a risky move. If it had failed, it would not have been good for the greens and reds, but it was successful. All of these tanks are pretty much dead. Let's see. Are there any living tanks, really? There's like a bunch that are just so damaged that they can't move forward. Actually, they're all damaged, I believe. Almost all. This one's pristine. There's one tank that's able to move around, it seems. The rest are damaged and need repairs. And now we got red soldiers just marching through the destroyed carcasses of buildings, you know, trampling over the tan troopers and gray. I mean, honestly, this was brutal for both sides. I mean, look how many green tanks died. This is crazy. They definitely won't be able to do this tactic again because they've just lost too many tanks. It would take so long to rebuild this army, and also it would take just a ton of resources to pour into it. But either way, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this episode. Comment, rate, and subscribe if you did. Let me know what you think is going to happen in the next one. And yeah, I'll talk to you all later. Peace.